Hi everybody. Summer Games Fest just happened last week and a really good week for games, and they just showed the Persona 4 Revival trailer. Pretty glad because Persona 4 is my personal favorite out of all the three modern games. 3 and Onward is very different from 2 and 1. Obviously, I'm very excited because Persona 4's I've played multiple times. I've enjoyed the story, the characters, and the setting that it's in. I really like the town of Inaba as the center of Persona 4, rather than Iwatodai, Shinjuku / Tokyo of Persona 5. I really like Inaba because it really sets this tone of like a hometown that's closing down. But that's besides the point. Obviously, it's going to be a very good remake. It's going to sell. I'm excited to play it when I get the chance. The thing about Persona 4 Revival, and my biggest concern, which has been a problem since Persona 5 onwards, which is the difficulty of these games. Now, I'm not saying that like a game being easy is a bad thing. It's obviously not. I like when a game's difficult, but I'm fine with a game when a game is a little easier because it's obviously trying to do something different. It's not trying to it's not trying to make you have a bad time with a game. It wants you to enjoy it, and games are meant to be enjoyed. But the thing with Persona 5 onwards is that the problem with the game wasn't that the fact that the enemies were harder, or the enemies were easier, or that you have when it comes to protagonists, you have a lot of options, but you always did. But my problem with the game's difficulty is the fact that it's just one mechanic that makes the game so much easier, which is Baton Passes. Baton Pass is a function. If you don't know, if you just clicked on this video and are like, oh, I'm gonna see what this guy is complaining about, Baton Passes are the function of you hitting an enemy's weakness and then passing your turn to another person on the team, which could lead to some really cool like combo routes. But also, it really kind of makes every battle last one turn, rather than you strategizing on how you're going to proceed with the next person and with the next person, or use your own extra one plus one. It's going to be, okay, I'm going to hit this guy for this weakness, pass it on to this other person, hit them for that weakness because that other team member has the element that I need right now, and then all out attack, battle's over, and then you do that a bunch of times, you level up, and honestly, I think that really stagnates the flow of gameplay. Now, here's the thing. I don't want to get rid of Baton Passes outright because it could be very fun. It can be very fun. I also don't want it to stay. I know it's a very weird thing of like, I don't want to get rid of it, but I don't want to stay, but it's because I don't want to get rid of the option for everybody just because I don't like it. So honestly, the one thing I want out of a Persona game in the future, if it comes to like a mechanic wise, which is going to be the central basis of this video, is I just want the option, if you want to play for Persona anything, as either Persona 5 and Onward, where you have the option of Baton Passes, where you have the option of switching personas pretty freely and willy-nilly on that. You can play the games like Persona 4 and 3, where you have to strategize a little bit harder. There's no Baton Passes, and also if you switch a persona, you're kind of stuck with it. You can't just switch one and then be like, oh, this is not the one I'm looking for right now, and because I haven't attacked, I have to just switch again. Because I think you should make mistakes when you're playing a turn-based game like this. I think making mistakes is the basis of this because it allows you to get better at something. There's a lot of times when you play Persona 4 and even original Persona 3 where you switch a persona, oh shoot, that's not the one I wanted, I should have gotten this one, and I can't switch back now. I have to stay with the same moveset that I'm working with right now because I switched personas, and that's my one limit. And it's a little archaic, but the thing is that it's that snap back in, like, hey, you're here, you're in the moment, kind of wake up and try not to mess up again. And also, if I don't know, I always kind of thought of this as like just that, either no Baton Passes and one switch limit. But if you really want to go all the way back, even more of a play style of like original where you can't even control your party members, I think that's a little too much. I don't want that. I do want the option. I think that's my basis for this. I just want the option. This might not be that long of a video because this is just really the one thing I want to talk about. Because honestly, the game looks very good. The game looks great. The game looks awesome. The only other thing I could talk about, which is a concern, but we don't know what it is, which is where they're going against Yukiko's against Daring Aegis, and it just says 4 more, and I'm just kind of going like, what the hell are we doing with 4 more extra turns? I think that I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt that it's a finale kind of thing against like a mini boss or a boss where you get to do like 4 big attacks with your whole team just to have that oomph at the end when you already know you're gonna win. Because see, that kind of stuff is fine, but other than that, the game obviously is going to be great. Like I'm not gonna not play the game because of baton passes or because I think the game is too easy, because I enjoy these games for their characters and story. I just kind of wanted to put my input on one small thing that I think could at least add a little bit of like flavor or of how a person approaches these kinds of games. And even then, I don't want it to be a difficulty based thing. Like I don't want the playstyle change to be on like harder modes, you know, like how the hardest mode will not let you restart a dungeon from like the floor or the beginning of before you enter the TV. You have to restart from your save. But I want that to be you get to choose before you even start the game for any difficulty, because some people might like that. Some people might like playing, like, even if you play the easiest mode, some people might like that option because it's like, hey, it just at least makes the game more interactive. But who knows? I just wanted to throw that in. This is honestly all I want to talk about. So have a good day, stay invincible, and I'll see you guys in the next one, because yeah, a lot of things to talk about this week, a lot of things to talk about.